The other day when I was out mowing the backyard with the little rotary mower, the kind that doesn't have a motor on it, I was going along, and because it doesn't have a motor on it, and because I can see more of what's going on in the grass, I frequently let the crickets go by because I love the sound of the music the crickets make. So if I see a cricket going, I will either wait for it to move or I'll go around it. Well, as I was going along, one of the crickets stopped and said hello to me. Hello. And I said, hello. What are you doing? I'm mowing the lawn. Well, I'll have you know that I'm trying to hide out from a bluejay bird. A bluejay bird? Yes, he's trying to eat me. Well, I haven't seen one out here the whole time I've been here, I said. Well, I know, but I was wondering, could I get you to leave some of the tall grass so I can hide from it? Well, how about the tall grass over by the garage? I don't usually mow it. Sometimes I trim it with the scissors a little. Okay, can you help me get over there? Well, I don't see any bluejay around, though. Please help me get over there. So I put my hand down, let the cricket crawl in my hand, and I carried it over to the taller grass by the garage, and I put him down, and he said, "Thank you very much. It was very kind of you." I said, okay. Do you need anything else? No, I'm perfectly okay. Thank you. And I said, well, but how will you get to where you need to go? If the grass is too short and I have to cut the grass, I can't let it grow all the time. Oh, I will be okay. I will just go around from one place to the other and into the shadows. I said, well, okay. And I went back to mowing. While I was mowing, the bluejay came. Now, I haven't seen a bluejay very often in these yards that we have. So I was surprised to see him, and he flew down and he said to me, "Have you seen that cricket?" I said, well, there's lots of crickets. No. This is the one that talks all the time. Well, I don't know. Maybe like I said, I've seen lots of crickets. Well, I need this cricket. What in the world do you need one specific cricket for? Because he talks all the time. Why do you need a cricket who talks all the time? I asked. Because I want to trade him with the raven. You want to trade a cricket with the raven? Yes. What do you want to trade a cricket with the raven for? Now, I was getting really curious because it didn't sound like he wanted to eat him if he wanted to trade him, but did the raven want to eat him? And if the raven wanted to eat him, why didn't the raven go after the cricket himself? Well, I want to trade this talking cricket to the raven because, ravens can talk if they want to. Yes, I've heard some people say that they try to train ravens to talk, but you're talking and you're a bluejay and you're not supposed to be able to talk. Oh, that's just because this is part of the story. I went, well, okay, maybe I've been in the sun too long. And then the bluejay said, I will need to trade that cricket to the raven because the raven has something really shiny that I want. What's that? He has an old-fashioned watch. An old-fashioned watch. Yeah, the kind that you have to wind up that is silvery and it
doesn't run on those newfangled battery things, and it's not what they call it, LED. Yeah, it doesn't run on that, and it's not hooked up to, what do you call those things? What things? Those things that people tap on. You mean a computer? No. They tap on, they carry it in their hands. Oh, you mean a cell phone? Yeah. It doesn't run on anything else. It doesn't plug into anything. It's just a nice little shiny trinket. And I said, well, what do you want the trinket for? To give to my wife. Your wife. Yeah, she's sitting on the nest and she's fussy and everything. And I figured if I give her this nice little trinket, then she won't be so fussy and maybe, I'm like, oh, and rolled my eyes. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry. I'd like to help you, but I need to get this mowing done. So I started to mow again, and he said, are you sure you haven't seen that talking cricket? I said, well, I didn't want to lie to him, so I said, I told you I've seen lots of crickets. Huh, I bet you've seen him. Where'd you put him? I continued to mow, and this bluejay followed me around the yard. Now, we have feral cats in the neighborhood. And as this bluejay is following me around in the yard, one of the big hunking feral cats who looks like he probably steals food from everybody. Of course, he doesn't ever make up to any of us, but maybe he makes up to somebody else in the neighborhood. I don't know, because he's very well fed. He starts slinking at the corner of the house. And I see him, and I tell the bluejay, I says, you better watch out for that cat. I think he's going to come after you. I don't have to worry about him. Really? I said. Nah. I said, okay. So I continued to mow, and there was some sticks in the way, so I had to pick them up, and my blades got stuck a little bit, so I didn't mess with that. And then I had to sit down because some of the grass got caught around the side, and I took my little scissors out to cut them off and to get them out. And as I was trying to clean out my mower, the big cat comes running at the bluejay. And the bluejay waits till the last second, and he flies straight up into the tree, and the cat comes running out, and he hits smack into the tree trunk. Now, I thought that the cat would just climb up the tree instead of hitting into the tree. And I said to him, are you okay? And he went, I said, calm down. Are you okay? Well, he ran off. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what that was all about, but, So I finished cleaning out the mower, and as I was getting the mower back up into position, I decided I'd better get myself a drink of water. And as I'm getting myself a drink of water, the bluejay flies back down, and he says, are you sure you haven't seen that cricket? Well, by this time, I was disgusted, so I poured some of the water out of the water bottle onto its head. And I went, oh, good. I haven't had anything to refresh me in quite a while. Can you pour some more of that on me? Which I did not do because I kind of felt guilty for losing my temper and doing it in the first place. And I said, you know what? You just need to run along. I don't know what you're going to do to trade with that raven to get the little trinket for your wife, but I'm really tired of you. And he said, you're not very nice to me. You're supposed to be nice to wildlife. And I rolled my eyes and I said, I usually don't have wildlife bothering me as much as you and talking crickets and cats that are, aha, said the bluejay. You have seen the talking cricket. And I said, okay, yes, I've seen the talking cricket. I've seen the talking bluejay. I've seen the cat that runs into trees instead of climbing up trees. And I'm just really tired of all of you. I just want to get this grass cut. Why do you cut the grass anyway? So my neighbors won't complain. Okay, I just want to get this grass cut so that I can go do whatever I please. Now, will you please go fly away and find a cricket to give to your wife instead of trying to trade for a talking cricket? Boy, somebody needs to have a nap, he said, and then he flew off. So I sighed, and I kept mowing, and I was almost done when I hear this little sound say, "Thank you for keeping me safe from the blue jay." And I looked down, and there was the cricket. Aren't you afraid he'll come back looking for you? No, he's gone now. I said, how do you know that? Because his wife always makes him go back at a certain time, and he's got to go right now, so I know that. By the way, look what I found. Now, I don't know how he did this, because he was so little. But there on the ground next to him was an old-fashioned silver watch. Now, I'll admit it was smaller than I thought it would be. It was one of those little tiny ones that women sometimes used to wear that had a small face on it and then a small silver band. And I said, well, what do you want me to do with that? He said, leave it by the bird food that you put out. No, Blue Jay, he'll find it. Give it to his wife. And I said, well, how did you get it? Don't ask foolish questions. Goodbye. Thank you for helping me. And he jumped off, and there was the watch. So, what could I do? I picked it up, and I laid it down next to the bird feeder, and I sat down in my chair and told myself that the next time I go mowing, I better keep some iced lemonade or Kool-Aid or something next to me so that I can have something quick to drink when I get too overheated. The end.